I have to give the Beaver credit, okay? But I'm going to refer to the Beaver as a squirrel. What on earth am I talking about on this We Can Do It Wednesday? Back in a minute. Okay, okay. So it is no secret that I love the classic TV shows. I think there are many, many lessons in that old stuff that I grew up with. They were already in reruns when I was growing up watching them, but they still have lasting power and they're still played today. By the way, I'm Jan. Welcome to the Save Money and More with Jan channel. I love helping people keep some more of their own hard earned money. Could that be you? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks so much for being here. Don't forget to click down the like button and to subscribe and share the video. Really, really helps out the channel. What am I talking about with the beaver? From this point on, I'm going to refer to the beaver as the squirrel. I couldn't believe this episode. Now, I loved every single episode. But there are some episodes that really, really stick out to me like a sore thumb. Oh, it is just incredible. So, making a long story short, they happened to be replaying that particular episode a few days back, and who knows, maybe some listeners might have had the opportunity to watch it. Basically, put it this way, that little squirrel, he was so innovative. You want to know what he was doing? Now, this activity, a normal activity for the world of now, was once considered an extremely crazy thing to do. In fact, people couldn't believe the thought of paying for drinking water. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What am I talking about? We go to the grocery store today, think nothing of it. We don't even blink an eyelash. This activity was absolutely unheard of in the late 1950s and prior to that. Pay for drinking water? Well, guess what? Beaver wanted to, oops, sorry, Squirrel. He wanted to raise some fast cash and he found out it was an extremely, let's picture this, an extremely hot, humid day in the middle of the summer. People were doing their outside chores and they just had to listen to their moms and dads back in the day and do the outside chores. And that included adults that needed stuff. But somehow or another in the episode, the squirrel, he found out from the water repair people in his county, in his town, that they were going to shut off the water. And he was like, because he noticed that, for example, his brother was really, really thirsty, kept running in and out of the house, and the mom didn't like that idea because the mom figured that when the brother kept running in and outside the house, his older brother, Wally, of the squirrel, that he was just trying to get out of doing his work. You know how like kids do that sometimes, like all these distractions. But truly, Wally was extremely feeling thirsty. You could see it from all the chores he was doing and the extremely hot day. Oh, I could just imagine that feeling when you're really sweating and hard working. You really could go for a nice cold glass of water. But the mom chased him back outside to continue. He did get some water earlier, but it looked like it was almost like a distraction, anything to get out of running his errand or whatever it was that Wally was doing at that moment in time. Got to catch that episode. But you know what? Beaver was paying attention to that. So somehow he was filling up a bucket with water, right? So he figured on a strategy of earning money selling water to people. But I don't think he filled up the whole bucket. Then he noticed that the water company people, the repair people, were talking amongst themselves, and Beaver, I mean Squirrel, he was offering, the workers some water. And the guy says, no, we have all the water we want. But he informed Beaver that they were going to shut off the water. So, of course, the light bulb, this is a huge light bulb. And I'm really wondering if people caught on to the idea of that because of that episode, because no one, virtually no one, was selling bottled water in the late 1950s. In fact, that's how come they created this whole episode with the squirrel about this. But you know what he did? That little squirrel, he filled up his bucket and he went into business, and everybody was just really perspiring and working hard. But he charged everybody a nickel for a cup of the nice cold water. You really have to see this. What does this have to do with the price of fish? Well, it has nothing to do with fish, but it has to do with thinking outside of the box. Just imagine a little boy that we call Squirrel right now thought extremely outside of the box for the 1950s, selling water. And he got the people to pay for it because you know what he was doing? He was filling a need, a need. But what does this have to do with a budget channel? I think it has to do a lot with this budget channel. Let's think about it. He filled a need. So if you are one of the folks thinking about starting up some sort of a little business, a side hustle, ask yourself, what kind of a need is out there? And can you find a way to think outside of the box, just like the squirrel did, and fill a need? He made himself a whole bunch of money doing that. But of course, let me tell you something. There was one of the neighbors that was an older woman, and like, I mean, his young friends didn't mind paying the money. Well, they kind of put up a fuss, but they were so thirsty, they gave him that nickel. Okay. But anyway, but one was standing next to his mom, and the mom needed to have water for tea because she invited friends over for tea in the afternoon, recognizes no water. So the son said, yeah, but you got to pay for that water. So, of course, that ruined it. And the mom, that other boy's mother, contacted the dad, and she expressed her disdain for that. And I'm looking back and I'm thinking, if all right, back then that was considered like oh so bad, but it really was a great, great need. Let's think about this. So I said, you know what? I believe that that episode gave somebody really smart a sparkle of an idea for future business. Aha, let's sell bottled water. Let's sell water that people could pick up and stuff of that nature. It's really, really something. Years ago, I don't think it's allowable anymore. I don't think it was allowed years ago either, but ever drive a car somewhere and it's like 100 degrees out and you're like kind of stuck in traffic? There used to be some people that would stand. I got to bring up the Holland Tunnel again. There used to be some people that would stand on the Manhattan side of Holland Tunnel, about a block or two before the entrance, and usually, of course, you bottleneck to get into the tunnel. And I remember many a day in the middle of the summer, it would be like literally the real field temperature would be about 100 degrees. So people like sitting there like, I want to get through the tunnel. I want to go home, blah, 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 whatever they were doing. And those people would stand there selling ice cold bottles of cold water, and people were more than willing to pay double the price to do that. So those gentlemen or ladies, they were filling a need. They were filling a need to do that. They had a lot of customers. I'm not going to say that I was never one of them, because I certainly was once in a while. And then I said, no, that's then got to remember to pack that ice bottle with me or whatever. But I'm just saying, so fill a need, find a need, fill the need, and make money from it. You'll be helping the other person. There are people willing to pay for the services. And think outside of the box, just like the squirrel did. I thought it was extremely innovative. And you know what else I think is really important? Don't forget to do the following. I so very much appreciate it. In addition to that, this is really, really an important reminder. Before I go, I just want to say this. There is no such thing as a small savings. The squirrel didn't give up when at first people didn't like the idea of paying for water. He kept going on, and eventually he made himself a little bundle of money doing so. Be persistent and consistent with your savings. You know, the days are going to go by no matter what, whether you save or not. The days are still going to go by. So why not take advantage of each and every single day and do the very best you can to save? And that includes myself, you, me, we. Have an amazing, fantastic day. I'm going to try to find the happy song. Where are you, happy song? Where are you, happy song? Hang on. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate everybody's time. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe to the channel, and give a wave to your wonderful family. Have a great day.